Sacramento has done it again. Just when you think the central planners in California have tapped out the tax pool, they pull out the sledgehammer. I'm looking at Proposition 40 on the November ballot, the so-called Billionaire Tax Act, and I gotta tell you, if this thing passes, it's not just a bad tax policy, it is an economic suicide note for the Golden State.
From Seattle to Los Angeles, this is Left Coast News. No apologies, just the truth.
Let me break down the illusion here. The Sacramento crowd and the union lobbyists are out there telling you, oh, don't worry, it's just a one-time 5% wealth tax on the top 200 billionaires. They've got deep pockets. They won't even feel it. We'll plug the healthcare deficit, fund state programs, and everything's fine. Hold on a second. One-time wealth tax? First of all, since when has California ever met a tax that stayed one time? Income tax was supposed to be temporary. The gas taxes were supposed to fix the roads. How are your tires feeling on the I-5, by the way? Second, and this is basic economics 101, that Sacramento refuses to grasp, there is a massive fundamental difference between taxing income and taxing wealth. California already has a 14.4% top income tax rate, the highest in the United States. Now Prop 40 wants to audit and tax total global net worth. We're talking about unrealized stock, private equity, illiquid company valuations. If you built a tech startup in San Jose or a biofirm in San Diego, Sacramento wants to look at your balance sheet before you've even sold a single share, stick out their hand and say, pay up. And what do they think happens next? You think a billionaire sits there and takes a 5% hit on global assets while Nevada, Texas, and Florida are sitting right across state lines with zero state income tax? They're already leaving. Peter Thiel, Travis Kalanick, major capital funds. They saw the writing on the wall and packed up before the January 1st cutoff. Here's the real kicker that the average voter isn't being told. California gets over 40% of its total personal income tax revenue from the top 1% of earners. Hear that again. 4 out of every 10 state dollars for police, roads, schools, and local services depend on these exact high net worth individuals staying put. If Prop 40 drives out even a slice of those 200 taxpayers to Austin or Miami, the state loses their annual income tax payments forever. What happens when the one-time wealth tax money runs dry in 5 years, but the tax base is gutted permanently? Who do you think Sacramento comes for to fill the budget hole then? They come for the middle class. They come for small business owners. They raise the sales tax. They jack up property taxes and they increase gas fees. The politicians promise you they're only eating the rich, but the middle class is always the main course. Even Gavin Newsom knows it's a disaster. He called it damaging to the state's economic future. When a California progressive governor is telling you a tax measure goes too far, you know you're hovering over the edge of a cliff. Prop 40 isn't a solution to California's spending problem. It's a policy driven by envy that's going to collapse the state tax base. You cannot tax a state into prosperity, but you can certainly tax it into an empty shell. Is Prop 40 the final nail in California's economic coffin? Let me know what you think. The same garbage all across the West Coast. This is happening in Washington too with the millionaires tax. We all know that these taxes eventually find their way down to the middle class. Democrat socialists want to take people's hard-earned work and distribute it to grifters. The only people that are voting for this garbage are socialists and boomers who already made their money and aren't concerned about this. If you made it this far, you're exactly the kind of person we built this channel for. Left Coast News exists to cut through the noise and bring you straightforward analysis of the stories shaping Washington, the Pacific Northwest, and beyond. If you found this video valuable, please subscribe and follow us wherever you get your content, including YouTube, Rumble, Brighteon, BitChute, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. If you'd like to help support independent journalism, you can also join us on Patreon. Patreon is free for now. You'll find the link in the description below. And if you think this story matters, share it with your friends and family. That's one of the biggest ways you can help this channel grow. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think? Do you agree with this analysis, or do you see it differently? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching Left Coast News.